There is a life I lead in this city, hurrying to cut my teeth. I can take what I need to get by, it doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart moves slow, somewhere in the great unknown. When I return from the afterglow, will you carry me like I am whole again? Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all, I had a feeling but the feeling is all gone. Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all, I had a feeling but the feeling is all gone.
Why do I know?
Feeling is all gone.
It's like this,
Feeling is all gone. If I could take you back to my youth, show you what I wish I knew. My will is strong with a place to lean. In the moment I hung desperately, the other ring on my wrist is gold, bearing with the light it holds. When I return from my skin and bone, I'm remembering the words you told me. Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all, I had a feeling but the feeling is all gone. Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all, I had a feeling but the feeling is all gone. 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 Feeling is all gone.
It's getting this, that type of cure.
From that picture.
And like ash
Wow.
effect. So before trimming. Oh, nice weather. So nice weather.
YouTube.
Oh, thank you
It's
so
quite
much.
famous.
Really, thank you. So I'm glad they say that. Thank you. So so Business Insider, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Videos.
Good documentary.
Thank you.